Hey everyone, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener here, and it's time for an avocado tree update. They're just about a week past 19 months, so 19 and a half months just about. We'll call it 19 months for the video's sake. Anyway, it's been just about almost a couple of months since my last update, so I wanted to get you all caught up on the avocado trees, let you see how they're doing. The one right behind me is the star of the show, so to speak. That's the 19-month-old one. And then I've got the other ones that I had planted over the last 6 or 7 months as well throughout the yard. It's getting close to winter, so it's almost time for me to start considering what I'm going to do with this avocado tree, because we do get a lot of frost here in Texas and I can't leave it outside. So I'll be putting it in a greenhouse and hoping that it stays warm enough throughout the winter to get it outside. Without further ado, let's go take a look at these avocado trees. All right, we'll kick this video off with the propagated branch off of the one that had perished actually from the last video, but this is the branch that I had propagated. It's about a year old now. It took a long time to acclimate. It's down here in the jungle of all my strawberries and peppers, but you can see it's doing just fine. I'm pretty happy with it overall. We had a big storm last night, so I know a lot of my plants are really going to be enjoying the fact that they've got some fresh rainwater, and today seems to be a little cooler, around the mid 70s to low 80s. Next up, down here, I have another one that I had planted directly into the soil from a seed. It's been struggling. This box is not the best soil, and obviously it gets the least amount of water, but the rain should have helped it quite a bit. It's actually been topped mistakenly a few times. Once I broke it while I was down here picking up some things, and another time a rat or something, or a rabbit, ate the top of it off. But it's coming back to life. It's got a couple of little tiny side shoots coming in down there. I don't know if I can get a good picture. There you go. So he's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. We're going to leave this one outdoors over the winter and see how he performs. Probably going to perish, but worth an attempt. Then I have this one over here that I also directly sowed. You can see this one's doing really well. Now, what I plan on doing for this guy is leaving him out here during the winter, but because it's a small area, I'm probably going to put some kind of protection above him to keep the frost from hitting his leaves. I don't know if that's going to help him enough, because the temperatures will still be too cold for avocado trees unless we have a mild winter, which we are prone to have sometimes. But I wanted to give you a good look at this guy. He's about a little over 2 feet tall, so doing well, and I'm pretty happy about it. You'll remember that during the heat of the summer he was getting his leaves fried, but they never fell off, and he's produced good leaves since then. So I'm pretty happy that he's doing just well over here in this corner of the yard. And then down here beneath my magnolia and crepe myrtle tree, I planted another seed. He's a little stunted and runted, mainly because he doesn't get a lot of direct sunlight underneath here, which is fine for avocado trees. They don't need a lot of direct sunlight, but he also is competing for soil nutrients and water with some of the big trees I have back here. To any extent, just another experiment down here. Now this guy I'm considering, because of his placement anyway, of pulling him out of the ground here, repotting him and bringing him in for the winter, just to see what he does. Plus his leaves are a little different than the other ones, so maybe he's a different variety. I love that he's growing just fine. Most likely I will pull him out of the ground, repot him, and if I do that, I'll put it in another video. Same story on this guy. He's behind here against the fence where the magnolia tree is. He's a little runted and stunted as well. Same kind of leaves as the other one. Remember, I took these between this one and the other one, I took it out of a batch of avocados that I made guacamole with, and they said they were avocados from Mexico. I don't know what that really means as far as the variety is concerned, but it was at a local grocery store. Same similar leaves, same similar situation, planted by the magnolias. I'll probably end up taking him out as well and potting him up, seeing if he makes it over the winter. But I want to wait till he gets a little bit more strength in the root system. Probably in another month or so, I'll pull him out. But again, happy with him. Now back down here, this is the one that I found in one of my, or in my compost bin, and I planted him next to my large avocado. It's going to be hard to get you guys a good picture of him. He's kind of tangled up in the pepper plants, but you can see he's got a lot of new growth on him. He's actually about 3 feet tall. I don't know if I get a shot of his base down here. Maybe I can. Yeah, down there. So he's pretty tall. He's doing well. He's about, I'm going to guess, about 8 months old at this point. So doing well. With this one, I'm going to leave right here over the winter. He's actually sitting right next to my now 19-month-old. Let me show you how tall this guy has gotten. Look at this. It just keeps going. Watch this. I mean, that's getting ridiculous. This guy is now at least 1.5 to 2 feet above the fence line. The fence line's at 8 feet, so that's 10 feet tall. He is a foot above the ground technically, so he's probably more like 9 feet. He's getting a lot more new growth coming in. You can see he's got a lot of side branching. This branch struggled for a little bit, so I had to cut it off, but it's growing fine now. His trunk is getting pretty thick. It's about the thickness of a man's finger, if you will. And then he's got a lot more side branching going on everywhere and even up at the top. So he's getting tall. He probably won't fit in my greenhouse at this height. I'm thinking that I'm gonna probably have to top him somewhere around here, around the 7-foot mark, 7.5 foot mark. My greenhouse is about 8 feet in the middle, 6 feet on the sides. So I could probably get him in there, no problems. But after I top him, I'll tell you, between the wind, the pests, and everything, his leaves have definitely taken a beating. You know, even the new ones struggled. Now, mind you, a lot of this damage was a couple weeks ago. We had the mid-90 temperatures again, so I'm thinking some of his problems have been just temperature induced. But he looks fantastic. I've been fertilizing him with a high nitrogen fertilizer at least once a month. The one thing about the avocado trees is they are a heavy feeder for nitrogen. So you've got to make sure you feed them nitrogen at least once a month, or at least supplement it. Typically, I top him off with a little composted cow manure and a little bit of blood meal. I haven't added anything else like a trifecta, or I don't use the Miracle Grow or anything like that, but I'm thinking it would be good probably after the season's over and it's coming in the spring to go ahead and give him a full, well-rounded fertilizer that's something like a 10-10-10 in the NPK scale, just to make sure he's getting the rest of the nutrients he needs. I have fed him a little bit of Epsom salt as well, just to give him some of that magnesium in there. Anyway, I think he's doing fantastic. Let me get a backup look of him to show you how big he really is getting, guys. Monster. Very, very happy with him overall. Anyway, that's what he looks like today. A little over 19 months. Well, there you have it, everyone. There's my avocado tree update. The big one is at just over 19 months. The other ones are all varying between 5 and 9 months or so. One might be almost a year, since it was in my compost for a good couple months as well. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the series. I plan on giving you another update when I bring the tall one into the greenhouse, as well as probably give him a little bit of a topping. If you are enjoying the video series, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.